Jacob Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Jake, Scott, Ben, Anderson, happy Thursday to one and all. We will not be on the air coming up tomorrow. We hope that most everybody, isn't that kind of the thing? Most everybody has a day off tomorrow?
I think so.
Yeah, so hopefully everybody has a nice long weekend.
If you have the day off, salute. We're with you. If you don't, appreciate your hard work.
Are you gonna maximize your day off? Are you the guy when you get a day off and maybe you don't have? I don't think you're going anywhere, like a big trip planned or anything. Are you minimize your day off or maximize your day off? You know what I mean?
I've been running around a lot. I went to New York last week. We're going to Frisco next week for Big 12 Media Day, starting on Tuesday. Well, starting on Wednesday, but we're flying out Tuesday night, right? Mm-hmm. It's busy. I might try and enjoy a little bit of downtime.
A little. Do you have a lazy boy?
I don't, but I can be lazy anywhere.
I know, but I always envision like really being lazy in a lazy boy, and I've always wanted one, but I've never had one. It's like a weird dream of mine. I just want a lazy boy.
A little curious. We'll talk about it. Why didn't the NBA start the Summer League on the 3rd? Why didn't they start it on Friday?
I don't know.
Everyone's got the day off, right? You could start a couple of midday games, get some people watching. That kind of seems actually like a little bit
Is
of
that
a
an
missed
NBA
opportunity.
decision?
Might be the Jazz. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Probably someone arguing about ticket sales somewhere,
Yeah.
maximizing whatever.
Yep.
I don't know. I have no idea. All right, top three.
Might be hard to do Friday night, then Saturday afternoon because nobody wants to go out on Saturday night because it's the 4th of July. No one's
Right.
going to your game, and then you're waiting until Monday. That honestly might have been the simple answer.
Time for the top three stories of the day at KSLSports.com. There's the momentum thing right there. You don't find that useful?
It just looks like a bunch of waves. Looks like somebody's recording audio.
Well, dial in, bro. Figure it
All right,
out.
okay.
It's not hard.
Analytics guy.
That's not even analytics. That's a helpful tool to help you understand what's transpired during the game.
You're measuring momentum?
Well, sports momentum and actual momentum.
Give me the Riz counter. Who's got the most Riz on the field right now? That's what I want to know.
Sports momentum and actual momentum, not the same thing, to your point.
Exactly right, yeah.
Top three stories at KSLSports.com brought to you by J. Brooks Jewelers. Cherish your love with J. Brooks Jewelers. Explore their expertly crafted engagement rings made from the finest materials. J. Brooks Jewelers. All right, Christian, where do you want to start today?
Number one, the Jazz trade away Walker Kessler yesterday. They bring in Jackson Hayes. Are they done? Are they going to make any more moves?
They've got to make more moves. Their roster's not filled yet, and they could use more help off the bench. Now, they conceivably already have enough players or more than enough players for a 10-man rotation. Like, if they go out and sign players, they're probably signing players who they expect to play, probably. It's going to eat up a lot of time. I mean, there's not a lot of spots, and there are a lot of players.
They got to sign at least one more center.
I would think.
Or trade for one. I mean, you look at somebody like Jared Allen. I mean, do the Cavs bring back LeBron, who gets squeezed in that situation? And it's not going to be Donovan Mitchell or James Harden. So does somebody become available because of some other circumstance?
That's certainly what the Jazz can wait for.
Is my point.
And I won't be surprised if the Jazz just wait to see if something along those lines happens. But yeah, the counter is if that was the case. Again, and I think there are a lot of Jazz fans are wondering, like, can you go trade for Miles Turner? It's like, I think if you could have, the Lakers probably would have done that instead of paid Walker Kessler $32 million and then given up 2 picks and then given up 2 swaps. If there was a better option out there for cheaper or an equal option out there for cheaper right now.
Right now.
But eventually the market will soften. It has to.
Well, it will change at very least.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys think LeBron is waiting till the 4th to make his announcement?
Gordon Hayward style?
I think he's going to wait longer.
Well, 250.
Yeah.
He's the news on the big day.
Really good. You know what?
Look at all these fireworks for me. This is great.
That would be a foolish move because as dominant of a media headline as LeBron James is, I don't think he's going to eclipse the 250. I don't know if that's possible.
Bron doesn't know that.
I think he's going to wait. I think he's going to wait it out. Like Aaron Rodgers style, wait it out, until camp's already started.
That's totally fair. I'm looking down right now at Basketball Reference, and I'm just looking at all of the salaries that they have. They will list all 450 players or whatever it is in their salaries. So the Jazz in this Walker Kessler trade, and they don't have it yet. It's worth noting. I think this Walker Kessler trade is not done yet, but it will be. The the Jazz should get back a trade exception worth $14, $15, $16 million, somewhere in that range, depending on how much Walker's first year starts at. It's half of what his first year starts at. And the Jazz could use that to just go to a team and say, hey, we know you want to unload this $15 million player. Here's your trade exception. Maybe the Jazz even throw in a second-round pick, to get something back. There just truly aren't a lot of, great options at that price range. There's just not a lot of names out there that make a ton of sense right now that are centers.
So if they can't make that trade, then they'll sign. They've got to sign one more, I think, because I don't know what they're getting at Jackson Hayes. And Nurk isn't a starting center anymore, so at very least you're going to have to do it by committee. And he probably ought to have one more body in the committee, I would say, whether it's Cousin Drew or my guy,
exactly right.
Andre Drummond,
Doesn't
or
hurt.
somebody.
And then,
just another body for nothing.
And then you can unload one of them midseason or they're expiring or
Right.
whatever. The truth is, again, we talked about this a little bit, the Jazz have a real flaw in what their salary cap looks like. They have two guys who make $45 million, and their next highest paid player is Darren Peterson, who's never been in the NBA, and he makes $13 million a year. Because you do still have to match salaries, and the Jazz don't have salary cap space, the Jazz need some mid-level contracts. It's actually going to be really hard to get an 18 or a 20 or a $25 million contract on this roster, but you're probably better off using that trade exception just to take a $15 million expiring deal from somebody, if you can get it, to potentially trade again within the season, just to have it on the books, just so you can potentially make another move. So if Jared Allen becomes available, if Miles Turner becomes available, it's just so much easier to get there because you can't pair players with traded player exceptions. You can't go and say, oh, well, John Konchar makes 6 and Svi Mikhailiuk makes 4, and then you get a $15 million trade exception that gets you to 25. You can't do that. But if you trade the $15 million trade exception for a $15 million contract, then you have to wait a certain amount of days. It's like 60 days or longer. But then you can aggregate contracts together. Don't be surprised if the Jazz just try to get a $15 million player back on an expiring deal that they could then trade midseason.
Makes sense to me.
You almost have to have it.
What's next?
Number 2, you mentioned earlier, Big 12 Media Days are next week. KSLSports.com put out their Big 12 rankings.
And
Where did you vote, everyone, Christian?
Let's see. I put the T-Birds at number 1.
SUU. Fight. Texas Tech comes in at number 1, 9 first-place votes. BYU comes in number 2, the only other team to replace first-place votes, or to receive first-place votes. Surprising that Arizona comes in over Utah?
No, I think Arizona's going to be pretty good. I'm more surprised Texas Tech came in over BYU, or at least it wasn't more evenly split. And I realize that they have a quarterback that does have experience, that trounced Utah last year, that it is coming back, but there's a question around that health. But they're replacing some incredible players on the defensive side. I mean, maybe it's the money, and we should just assume that Texas Tech is going to reload with great players every year. But have they earned that? Have they earned that benefit of the doubt?
I'm always skeptical of the idea that you can continue to retool through the transfer portal. Now, it's certainly possible. They did it last year, and they won as a result. And they didn't have a good quarterback last year either, and they still won. And now they hope that what's his name, Will Hammond, can step in and replace what Sorsby did. I am a little curious how the culture is. Now, the nice thing is Sorsby's not really there and isn't going to be a part of it, and those questions are going to largely be gone. But the expectation of having Sorsby to not having Sorsby, how do they adjust?
We get so lost on the quarterback. What about Bailey? They
absolutely.
had a top. What was Bailey in the draft? 2?
2. Yeah.
The second
He was
pick
a
in the
superstar.
draft.
He was a legit star. He was one of the best players in college football last year.
A long time ago, I remember when the Utes lost Luther Ellis. The next year, there wasn't another Luther Ellis. I mean, and maybe they're pretty good, but second pick in the draft, good. And then that I'm forgetting the linebacker's last name. That was
Jacob
Rodriguez, who was
Rodriguez?
absolutely a
Second rounder. It was
absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can't replace those kind of guys, but those guys were amazing.
No, you can't.
So
Here's the truth. You don't replace stars. That is the universal truth in all of sports.
So
now,
why are we assuming that they're automatically the number 1 team? And I don't know. Maybe I would have voted them number 1, but I would have given BYU more consideration just based on they do have a baller quarterback coming back.
Yes, they do. Who should be better?
Now, their defense is the question, too. So that's why maybe I would debate in my mind, too, because can our guy K-Pop keep things going up? Is it going to be golden? I don't know. That's a big question mark. I probably would have voted, to get to your original question, I probably would have voted Utah ahead of Arizona just based on I mean, they're bringing a lot back too, including their quarterback and running back, and they were better last year. So I do think that Arizona...
Their quarterback, and running back, or their quarterback and running back? It's the same guy.
Kind of, yeah. Well,
they're also bringing their
backup quarterback is also
their quarterback,
their
quarterback, and their running back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of those are coming back. And I like Kevin McGivern, so I'm actually expecting a better Utah offense. I know that sounds crazy, or at very least more balanced. And so, I don't know. I probably would have voted Utah ahead of Arizona. Houston also is another one of those teams that's going to be on the come. So
should be a solid conference, and I think it's up in the air.
Who's voted last?
Iowa State.
Ooh, Matt
Checks
Campbell.
Well, they lost their whole team. Their whole team is in Penn Station. Yeah,
and their coach.
That's definitely going to be rough for them. Our guy Neon Dion at 15. Yikes! Is everybody assuming that the Buffs are going to suck?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
is Zach Wilson their starting quarterback?
Isaac Wilson. Zach Wilson used to play for
That'd
the
be
Jets.
good. They could use Zach.
Zach's busy with the Saints right now, I think.
That's right.
But Isaac, I think it's going to be a quarterback camp kind of thing.
No, Julian Lewis, redshirt freshman.
All right, there you go.
Is that the steal?
That does look like it, unless it's an old one.
I had to go buy it.
Well, you were in an airport.
No, I bought it at Barnes & Noble the other day.
Oh,
Took last year off, and not that I necessarily missed it, but
you didn't grab that at the Hip and Humble
for this. No, that wouldn't get my wife back together with me.
That
wouldn't mend an affair fence.
I don't think, and maybe this is because we always, went on vacation to see my grandmother over the summer, but I don't think I've ever bought a college football magazine not at the airport.
Okay.
Because they all come out during the summer.
They do.
And I'm looking for something to do on the plane. And you go to that newsstand, and all of a sudden that, Street and Smiths or Phil Steele.
Athlon, yeah.
Jumping right off the
absolutely.
thing at you. It's like, all right, I got to check that out.
Yeah.
But I always at the airport. Never at the Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
Do they even have it at the store anymore?
The Grosh?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't look at the magazine rack very often. Do they still have magazine racks at grocery stores?
That's what I'm saying.
I would imagine. Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
Let's go. Let's take the 3 o'clock hour off.
All right, real quick. The Utes were at 4, Houston 5, Arizona State 6, TCU 7, Kansas State 8, Oklahoma State 9, and Baylor comes in at number 10. All right, what's next?
Number 3, Salt Lake City Summer League starts on Saturday.
Be nice if Micah Handlogged in out of nowhere was great. Jazz would love that as a two-way center that they could sign. I'm sure they would be thrilled if that was the case. That probably is not going to be the case. But I'm really curious to see how they use Darren Peterson. Does he come out as a point guard right away? Do they try and make his life a little bit easier by starting him off the ball? They do have guys like Max Asmus, who's been playing with the Stars and has kind of run some offense in his life that can probably step in and do it if need be.
I would guess they let him do his thing. They want to, for one, I think they want to maybe put on a little bit of a show, debut their rookie, let him go out there and do it up. But two, you kind of want him to experience how hard it's going to be. I mean, that's something that Woj was saying the other day when we played his availability, where he was saying he needs to play against these pro players, the best players he's ever played against. Well, let him go out there and see what his game can do against this kind of competition. I'd like to see it.
Jazz also have Bez Mbang, who recorded a triple-double last year. If you forgot, who was it? He had a triple-double the same night as another player, and I couldn't remember who it was. The Jazz had 2 players get triple-doubles in the same game, and Bez Mbang was one of them. And I can't remember now for the life. I'll have to look it up.
Just another example of how stupid that stat has become.
Yeah, it's not a real number.
It's
a round number. There's 3 round numbers involved. That's kind of fun.
And it is so ridiculous that so many people focused on that triple-double streak for so long.
John Conch.
It was Conch.
That's right.
Conch and Bez in the same night. Now, that is a feat. Jazz haven't had a triple-double in 20 years, and all of a sudden Conch comes out of nowhere and stops on that record.
But Bez Mbang can play point guard if need be. Hayden Gray can play point guard if need be. He's also a very good defensive player. He played that last game of the season. Max Asmus can play point guard. So they do have enough names out there to take Darren off the ball for stretches, because you remember Scottie Pippen Jr. Coming out and wanting to just make Keontae George's life miserable in Summer League. I think this was 2 years ago. It was on last year. Keontae didn't play. But some of these like try-hard defensive guys, who some of them make the NBA as try-hard defensive guys, really want to ruin the life of someone like Darren Peterson. So maybe you don't burn him down right away by starting him if somebody else is maybe a little more equipped for it. But Darren and Ace should be the best player on this team. Best players.
By the way, the game tips off at 3 o'clock at the Huntsman Center, and the Jazz will be taking on the Hawks in their first game.
You know what? Try-hard defensive player? Kingston Flemings. Number 8 overall pick.
Wait, who's going to be coaching the Summer League for the Hawks? It's got to be a former Jazz guy. All Captain Jack's staff are
there.
Are former Jazz guys.
Yeah, we'll have to look it up.
Why is the rum always gone?
And actually, you'll be able to watch that on Prime Video and ESPNU if you want to take it in. I don't know. I'm sure.
I haven't seen anything about K-Jazz.
Or Jazz Plus.
Know.
Are they doing any
I
of
don't
that?
know.
Okay. Stay tuned. We'll get to more coming up next. Speaking of the Jazz, radio play-by-play voice of the Utah Jazz, David Locke, is going to join the show.
By the way, 2 former Jazz coaches, it sounds like, will
At the
be
top
coaching.
of the 3 o'clock hour.
Antonio Lang and Sanjay Lumpkin.
Okay.
2 former Jazz guys.
Yeah, Quinn really did just take all his guys
Just
to Atlanta.
everything.
Yep. Stay tuned. More next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.